Hi, this is Rainbow Harmony here to help you find balance and peace to live a more colorful life. And this is a person who wanted a general reading, but they also sent me some specific questions to answer, which I'm really into because I feel like this kind of covers it and it really helped me write a good spread for you. So I'm hoping that I can provide you clarity. Obviously, I'm confident enough in my abilities to offer these as a service, but every time, someone hits me up and I'm sitting here and praying and shuffling the cards, I'm always worried, like, am I really going to be able to help this person? But as soon as those cards go down, I'm just like, get such a strong, just messages start to come through. And I have to say, for you right now, really strong messages are coming through, and I feel like I've got this figured out. Like, I feel like I kind of see where you're at and what needs to happen here, and so I'm feeling really confident I'm going to be able to help you with this next step. And I also have a really personal connection with some of these questions you're asking because I personally quit my job in order to, do my heart-based spiritual practice, which is this, and also to do what I love, which is making art. And I do acting, I do dancing, I write, and I also do fashion styling and creative direction and just a lot of other things. And it was so worth it and well worth the risk. So these cards flew out of the deck right away for you, and it's the rebirth card and the bear coming out of the cave card, which is basically saying this is a time of rebirth in your life and it's time to come out of your cave. It's time to move forward now and fully commit yourself to this path you've chosen. So huge message coming out for you, and also a huge sign of abundance and fertility for you because the bear stands for like abundance. And so really good omens coming out, lots of positive energy off this, and I'm just feeling like you're just like a very sweet person, very kindred spirit. Like, I feel an instant connection with you and your energy, so I'm excited to deliver this message to you, and I hope that it resonates. Anyone else who came across this, stay tuned. Maybe there's a reason that you came to this reading, and I don't believe in coincidences, so definitely leave comments and let me know if you want a personal reading too. Check out the description below to find out how to book me for a personal reading. So let's get into this. First, we're going to start off with this person in question. We're going to start right away with your love reading. But I actually wanted to tap into your current energy first. So your current energy right now, so interesting. I'm seeing this don't back down card. And what this card really means to me is it's symbolizing this journey that you've been through, where you've been awakened in a way to like your higher purpose and like just like a calling and your passion in life. So you do have this passion and this fire in you. It's been awakened and it's caused you to make these choices to move somewhere else and to follow your path and to quit your job to do something more creative and more fulfilling for you. And so this is symbolizing like this is an alignment for you, and you're at this place in your journey right now where even though you might be feeling like a little discouraged or a little bit confused about where you're at on this path, overall, like, you don't want to back down. Like, you're willing to do whatever it takes to move forward, and that's a really great attitude to have. And so it's kind of a positive omen. It's a positive card saying that, there's a purpose for you in this time in your life right now. There's a reason that you've chosen this path, and like your inner guidance has led you here, so just trust it. And I'm going to read a little bit from the guidebook for this card. It's the 10 of Chalices from my Green Witch Tarot, and I guess like I'm still having a hard time understanding these cards, but I'm getting some good vibes off it, so let's check it out. I don't know if I pulled this one before. Excuse the glare. I'm doing this reading at night, which I'm, manifesting equipment very shortly to be able to help with the lighting and everything at nighttime. But I wanted to get this reading to you as soon as possible because I'm really feeling great today. I took a dip in a creek, actually. And I don't know, I just feel amazing. I went hiking and I wanted to do the reading while I was feeling in a really high vibe and very connected with nature. So we're turning to this in the guidebook to see what's going on with this. 10 of Chalices. Okay, so Interesting. So you do have, you know, this inner harmony, and you do have a happiness in a home. You've created this like beautiful, I feel like you're such an artist that you're really good at like decorating. You've kind of created this pretty little home for yourself. And your inner child is very happy now because you've had this space and this time to rest and to get away from the pressures of your demanding job. And so like there's this playful energy coming out. You just kind of get up every day and just kind of follow your heart and follow your bliss, and like that's really good. Even if you just end up doing nothing all day, that's like, this is how you find yourself, and these times of solitude, these times alone, just kind of letting life lead you. So believe it or not, you actually are really on the right path right now and doing exactly what you're supposed to be doing. You know, you need this time to kind of decompress and just allow yourself to come back to just like a natural state after you've been, you know, working for the man for so long and out there in that shuffle. So I actually do see that, you know, you're starting to feel more self-esteem and more security and more contentment in your life. And your social life seems to be like doing pretty well too. And this is important, you know, this is very important to you. But this is what you want though. You really are desiring like this connection and this partner. You feel like you're not going to be happy or fulfilled until you have this in your life. And I've been talking about this a lot on the channel lately because I've just been realizing if you have a very dominant feminine energy, and females in general, although I'm not like a huge like super into gender person, you know, I support people who don't subscribe to a gender, and I also support men as well. It doesn't matter, male, female, whatever. But I do think that for women, and I've experienced this personally in life, it can kind of feel hard to move forward when you don't feel like you have this fulfilled, when you don't feel like you have like a good partner, and you don't feel fulfilled emotionally in this area. So I feel like I've noticed like this pattern like with life and with the universe. Like it seems like it's hard to find this fulfillment in the relationship until you find that fulfillment within yourself, because as within so without, as above so below. So until you know, fall authentically in love with yourself and have that time to like nurture the relationship with yourself, it can be hard to find this kind of relationship with someone. And it can just be complicated. And so I'm getting this vibe like you're alone right now in order to nurture this light that you have, to grow it, and to anchor just a couple more things down into your reality before you make this connection with love. This card is also an omen that, you know, you're going to have this, like, this is what's in your heart. This is like this happy, beautiful picture of like your desires, and it's something that can be, you know, whatever you visualize, I believe you can make it happen. Everything starts in our thoughts and in our visions, and so this is something you want to create and like bring down into the 3D, and it's possible. Like this path is leading you there. So you know, really exciting. That's a really beautiful dream you have, and I believe you can accomplish it. There's nothing standing in your way. It's just a matter of following this path and trusting in the divine timing. So let's look into you and this person. So you're wondering, like, is this person like my other half? Like, you know, what's going on with this connection? Like, are they my soulmate? Are they my twin flame? Well, I'm not the kind of psychic that's really going to tell you this person is the one. But what I can do is I can look into the present energy and see like what's going on with the connection and see what comes out, and maybe look into some of like the deeper meanings of like what this is meaning what this means for you in your life, and like what the growth that wants to come through this. Okay, so let's go through this. We're gonna look into the joined energy between you and this person. Okay, you and this person in question. What's going on between you guys? Joined energy. So it seems like both of you guys are frustrated when it comes to love and when it comes to like emotions. Like there's a issue here with connection, like with you guys connecting, and maybe it was just like the timing was wrong between you guys, but I feel like there is this past here. You guys have this past together. And I don't know if I'm tapping into past life, because maybe that's the reason you have such a strong connection with this person, or this is the literal past here, like from this life. But I see a time where there were some really heavy emotions and feelings involved in this, and there's like an anxiety. And but it seems like recently you guys have been able to pull out of that and fly above that, because this is a Kingfisher card. It's really positive. And when I see it for relationships, it usually talks about just like a lightness versus there being like this heaviness and intensity to the connection. So things are lighter now in the connection. But I'm feeling like this card's coming through for you. Like you're feeling like this lack and like this unworthiness because you really long for this connection, obviously, and you really want this with this person. And it's like affecting your self-esteem and it's affecting the way you view yourself. And that's natural. I mean, you know, you have this thing for this person and you feel like for whatever reason, whether it's timing, whether it's just a soul contract they have with someone else, whether it's just like, you know, it's not meant to be, or maybe it's going to be something that's going to come along later in your path, whatever the reason here, it's like it doesn't matter because, you know, it's easy to take it personally. And I feel like you should be open to what you can learn from this relationship and this connection, and not, you know, obviously not try to take it so personally, because you have this beautiful energy. I'm sure you're a beautiful person, because remember when I said a couple minutes earlier, as within, so without, beautiful person, beautiful energy, you're going to be beautiful on the outside. So maybe this is representing you and like your beauty. But I'm just going to say, let's be open, you know, for what this relationship wants to teach you. Whether or not this is someone who's like meant to be in your life, there's a reason that they're appearing in your experience. Your emotions and your feelings are valid, and you should just explore them and like see where this wants to take you. Whether it's something that takes you into a relationship and a connection with this person, or something that just takes you into like wanting to heal more or wanting to, you know, explore something, a part of yourself. It's interesting to actually follow these emotions and see where they will take you, instead of, you know, being afraid and running away from it. And I feel like there's a lot of fear. That's why this frustration card's coming out. There's a lot of fear connected to this because, you know, there's this part of you that just really wants this connection, and you were like, if it's this person and there was someone else, then like, what does that mean? And what's gonna happen? And there's like anxiety, but like, it's just overthinking. And I'm like, just like the irony of me telling you this, because I've been through this before. I mean, many times. I'm a hopeless romantic. I'll just admit it. And I don't know, I'm just saying, like, it's easy to let your emotions and stuff carry you away, but in a healthy way, you actually can follow them and see, like, what is this teaching you? Like, are you starting to feel like, you know, like, if you don't have this person or this connection, then, like, this will happen, or, you know, it's like, you got to actually turn back to yourself, because that's what these types of connections ultimately do. This is just mirroring back to you your own fears and your own insecurities. Like, whatever it is that you're projecting onto this person, these fears, these anxieties, it's coming from you. So continue this lightness and be open to what this wants to teach you. And, you know, lessen those fears, because there's something really interesting about this connection you have with this person and these lessons. And I am feeling a bit of past life vibes off this, I have to say. Your energy, though, let's look into your energy when it comes to this person and this situation. Your energy is good. It's like you're just going with the flow. You do believe that you have the power to manifest this connection. You know, it's saying you're a magical person who can manifest your clear intentions into reality. So maybe you've done a little bit of manifestation work around this situation. Maybe you're just trying to, you know, you want this and you're putting this out there. It's a strong desire of yours, but you're also like willing to go with the flow. So that's good. It's like, you know, there's not as much resistance in this as I was tapping into. I think a lot of things I said in the joined energy were kind of from the recent past too. It's like you're kind of on a whole new level, because you're really getting ready to come out of your cave, you know? You're getting ready to maybe try to put this behind you so you don't spend so much time worrying about it, so you can really focus. And so what I see here is this is his energy. And it's like, I don't even know, like, I know you mentioned he's in a relationship, and like, I'm tapping into this dude now, and like, I'm feeling that relationship around him, but the main thing that's going on in his life is this situation. He's got one of these situations going on, and this is his personal life, so we're not going to tap into that too much. We're going to be respectful here and have boundaries, but What I'm seeing is that right now with his energy is he's expecting a miracle. He really needs some type of help, probably financially. And so, I don't know, like, it's like he's having issues, maybe even in this relationship. It's like it's not something that's, basically, I wouldn't worry about it. You know what I mean? Like, he's got a whole other thing going on. So if you're feeling like any neglect from this person, you're feeling like they're not connecting with you, it might not even be personal. They might not even be able to connect with the person they're with. So, next what I'm seeing is the energy that's coming into the connection. So, I just see that right now it's in alignment for you guys to be apart because your home situations are changing for both of you guys. It's like you guys are far apart, and it's so that you guys can be fruitful and actually manifest these clear intentions into reality. You guys both have these different projects that you're working on right now, and that's kind of what's keeping you apart. There's like a bigger plan, there's a bigger picture here. You see this moon, this sun, and this completed project here. It's a symbol that the universe has a plan, and the wheel of the year turns, and sometimes there's happy changes that can bring you closer to this person and, more into an alignment with being able to manifest this. But sometimes the wheel's going to turn the other way, and there's going to be another plan here. So that's why I'm feeling this receptivity. They're just saying, like, be open. Like, I don't think a clear answer is coming out here, and it's not meant to be. I don't see the death card here. I don't see the, like, you need to let go of this relationship, it's toxic. I don't see that. I've seen that before, and I've had to, like, tactfully deliver that message to someone before, but I'm not seeing any signs that you need to stop this, that you need to, like, obviously you don't want to, like, overthink and come down here into this emotion too much. You want to try to, like, lift yourself up, stay positive, don't let it affect your self-esteem, really honor your inner goddess and take good care of yourself and realize that you are beautiful, you are worthy, you are sexy, you are gorgeous, and you don't need this person's approval to know that, so don't let it get carried away with it. But they're not saying, like, let this go, so I can't confirm either way, but I can confirm that this is something that you're supposed to go through right now. This is part of your journey. So it's, there's a reason for that. Now, what energy is leaving the connection? So I'm seeing this reunion card reversed. So I think it's going to be a while before you and this person come together and have, like, a connection, or have, if you're seeking closure from this person, it might be a while. I don't think this is saying that you're not going to get it, that you're not going to have a reunion, but the fact that the reunion card comes reversed is telling me, like, don't get your hopes up, but have unconditional love for this person. They're saying, love yourself, others, in every situation, no matter what the outward appearances may be. So this is a sign for you to try to get on the next vibe when it comes to this connection. Maybe that's what this connection's trying to teach you, is, like, to have that unconditional love. I do feel a little bit of backstabbing when it comes to you and this person. So, like, did this person backstab you or something? And if not, then past life. So, I'm just seeing, like, as soon as I tapped into your energy with you and this person, I was like, because I had a feeling like it's nothing crazy. It's just I knew I was going to have to tell you that I don't feel this energy is close around you. I don't feel like, next month they're going to hit you up and say, let's figure this out. Like, I feel like this is a long journey if this is going to be someone you're going to end up reconnecting with. Once again, they're not telling me to, like, tell you to move on. They're not telling me, like, I don't feel these cards are saying anything about anything else, but it's like this person has got some stuff they got to figure out here. I mean, this looks kind of serious, and your vibe, like, you're vibing up, like, you're kind of in this whole other place. So it's like, frequency wise, I don't even know if you guys are, like, a frequency match right now. Does that make sense? Because two opposing energies, like, can't occupy the same space at the same time, if that makes sense. So It's like you guys are on different frequencies right now, different vibes, and this person's got to like come up. And maybe that's what's happening right now. But this is something to definitely read into more and to stay tuned with, because once again, I'm feeling like, I'm not like weirded out, but I'm just like, there's a lesson for you in this, because they want you to stay open. So, I guess what I'm going to say is, I pulled some advice, because I'm like, when all this is said and done, like, what do you need to do with all this? Like, what is the advice coming out from Spirit? And beautiful advice for you on this situation. Look at this fairness card. Doesn't this just make you feel like a sigh of relief? And it's like a blue card too, so it's just so relaxing. I love to like go to my deck and pull this whenever I'm freaking out. It's just the best card to see. It says, this situation will be handled in a fair and just manner. Then I'm seeing like all this ancient stuff here, and I'm just like, there's just something going on with this relationship. There's an ancient connection. They're definitely from your soul family. So that's probably why you feel such a strong connection. Like, trust your intuition, you know? But overall, what wants to happen in your life through this situation is greater than this person and this situation, if that makes sense. There's something bigger that's like happening through all this. It's more profound than you'd think. So follow this. Continue on. Let's move on. What's the next thing? What's the next piece of advice we've got for you? So you asked some like hard-hitting questions. It's like you're ready for it. It makes me really think you've done a lot of work on yourself, and I can feel that. And so this next thing is interesting. Very, very interesting. These next cards I pulled. I'm seeing the celebration card and the sensitivity card. And so I'm feeling like what you need to be working on right now is opening yourself up to connection with other people. That's what's holding you back right now, is you're very sensitive. And so this is saying you are becoming increasingly sensitive. Avoid harsh relationships, environments, situations, and chemicals. And so, like, they've added everything. And even chemicals. How funny. But yeah, it's so true. Whenever you're having an awakening and you're, just getting connected with your truth and you're starting this journey, you get so sensitive. You start realizing, like, how judgmental people can be. You start realizing just, like, how cruel the world is sometimes, and it's hard to like focus on the positive when you're becoming so sensitive and just realizing like how intense things can be. And obviously I'm feeling into some stuff in your past, and like, it's hard to have a connection with people and feel safe after what you've went through. Even though I can really feel like you've done a lot of work on yourself, you've got this like shield up around you, and you definitely have this light in you. Unfortunately, you can also that light can also attract people that like to vampire off your energy. And it's like you've experienced those people who've tried to kind of, just take advantage, and like you didn't feel like relationships were equal. Like you were always the one that was giving, and these people weren't reciprocating, and maybe they were even causing drama around you and sucking you into like old habits and patterns, and just not fun. Not like this picture here. And so they're saying like what's holding you back is like your fear of like repeating your past with relationships. But I feel like you've done a lot of work in this area, and you just need to keep getting out there and making connections. Like, I feel like you do need to get out there and date and just meet other people, and just have boundaries, and like, obviously don't wear your heart on your sleeve, but open yourself up to connection. This picture has a lot of women in it though, so I do feel this, like your soul family's out there, like your soul tribe is out there, and I'm starting to get signs like, where you're living now, like, I feel like there's a way for you to connect with others. Like there's more opportunity, and there's more of this energy there of like connection. And so I think you're in a good place. You're a little sensitive, but like what's holding you back is like you're not connecting with other people. And you have to realize when you're trying to plan something and you're trying to like start a business, or you're trying to take a huge risk like you are in your life, a lot of times when you pray and you're trying to manifest, the answers are going to come through other people. You can't do it alone. I started off as a bedroom creative, and then I got on the internet, started connecting with people, but, you know, obviously making connections in real life is a lot harder and a lot more nerve-wracking, and it takes you really, you know, showing up somewhere and, like, introducing yourself and putting yourself on the line. It takes a big risk, you know, getting out there in the world. It's so intimidating, but it's so worth it. It's so worth it, you know. The right people are going to be led in your life. It's just you kind of need to help, you know, add some momentum to this and take that first step forward. So I strongly suggest checking out some of those meetup apps out there, looking into like social media, and, you know, obviously be safe, bring a friend if you can. You know, when you go to like internet meetup stuff, I just feel like that's something I would always do, is bring a friend with me or something. But just to be safe when you're meeting a bunch of new people. But the point is, it is safe. It is safe to connect with people here. And this is what's holding you back. It's time to get out there. It's time to get out of your cave. I'm gonna make that the the title of this. But yeah, I think that'll be funny. Okay, what needs to be healed in your life? Ooh, I see the mourning card. You need to cry it out. That's what needs to happen here. So there's some mourning you've been putting off. You were in a time in your life where you were having to move so fast, and like you were having to make all these quick decisions, and you were having to work really hard, and frankly you just didn't have time to grieve and to mourn these losses. And now that you have more time, it's time to do that. It's time to kind of do a little bit of shadow work and do some healing. So go on YouTube, type in shadow work, see what comes up, see how you feel about it. If something doesn't resonate, you know, obviously don't do it. But what shadow work is it looks different for everyone, but it's basically healing. You know, you can get a therapist to help you, but it's basically going into your past and going into your traumas and talking about it and exposing it to the light and telling yourself, you know, what were the lies and those subconscious beliefs that came from some of this pain and trauma that you're carrying forward into the present, and what are some new beliefs and some new ways of thinking that you can add to your life, and what are some way, you know, how can you remove some of the shame and the guilt that you carry from some of this stuff that happened, and the loss and the feeling of lack and like something's missing. That way you'll feel like more complete, you know, because it's like you've got these fragmented aspects of yourself out there, pieces of your heart, you know, that are missing because you haven't taken the time to grieve and like retrieve those pieces, you know, put yourself back together. That's why they call it a broken heart, you know. You really do like lose pieces of yourself, like moments of yourself frozen in time, you know. You got to get that back so you can get grounded in the present and feel ready to move forward. So, you know, I would definitely suggest looking into meditation, yoga, and then, you know, if you're having painful memories come up, I just encourage you to cry and just let it out. And, you know, sometimes if you just cry for like a good 5 or 10 minutes, you feel better after. And it's, you know, your body's natural way to release these energies, because that's what this is. It's everything's energy. And so this is what's manifesting as blockages, probably in your root chakra. So look up root chakra healing and maybe get some stones and crystals for root chakra healing, and start kind of researching that. The great thing is that once you clear up your root chakra, your ability to manifest money and manifest abundance improves, because your root chakra is tied to, you know, your safety, your sense of security, your sense of worthiness. And these are some themes that keep coming up. You know, we've got this inner goddess card reversed for you. So it's like, oh, and I'm getting chills right now. Wow, this has got to be it for you. You got to clear up these root chakra blockages so that you can manifest, you know, all the means and all the money and all the support and all the safety and security you need to move forward in your life and make connections so you can draw, you know, harmony and peace back into your life. And you've already come really far, I have to say. This is just like advanced level healing kind of stuff here, I guess. I don't know. I'm kind of feeling like you want to go to the next level, and this is the information that's coming out to kind of help with that. So if you want to go to the next level here, if you really want to know what needs to be healed, this is it. They're saying that you are so good at helping people and counseling and helping your friends, but over time you've picked up all of this baggage from that, from all the times you've helped these people. It's like you take on their pain. And oh gosh, I understand, because I'm an empath too. I feel others' emotions. If you don't know what that means, Google empath, 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 and you'll there'll be some interesting information on it. But you feel other people's emotions really intensely, and you've been there for people, but you've never taken that time, or, well, maybe a little bit, but not as deeply as it needs to be to clear this out and kind of get grounded and kind of like wash off some of that psychic debris. So this is what needs to be healed in a nutshell. We've got some more advice for you at the end, and that'll kind of help wrap that up. But let's move on. Let's move on to you left your job. So what's going on with this whole thing? How sweet! Oh my god, how sweet! This is like the sweetest message ever. They're telling you to be strong. And then you got the pole star, and this card is saying, like, no matter how dark your path might seem, and no matter how lost you might be in this wilderness and in this forest, there's this divine presence watching over you, you know, collective consciousness, the universe, the void, God, whatever you want to call it, you know, the same powers that are holding the planets in sky and in orbit are also kind of somehow guiding you divinely on this path. And so they're saying, like, we got you. Check out this card, like, you're loved, and you need to be strong right now because this is your path. You know, you might have felt like this choice you made was a little bit impulsive, but there's don't forget, like, those feelings and those emotions you felt that led up to that. That was real. Like, you can trust that. And they're saying, it's really interesting, how to move forward right now, because that's like you're stuck, and you know you need to find a way to move forward. Well, they're saying you need to get grounded. Your energies are very scattered. So that root chakra healing, meditation, yoga, you know, to start thinking Zen. Everyone's got their own way. Maybe you want to go on nature walks. Maybe you want to try some kickboxing classes. Maybe a plant-based diet's going to work well for you. Eating more vegan foods. Maybe deep breathing exercises, aromatherapy, like just you got to start thinking about getting grounded in this 3D. So touching things, feeling things, smelling things, like engage your senses here to get grounded in the present, because obviously I'm not a doctor. I can't diagnose anybody. I'm saying that, but I have a little bit of PTSD, and like I'm kind of feeling some of that in you. Not like it might not be 100% PTSD, but it's just you're stuck in the past and you're thinking a lot about some of these things that happened, and a lot of it has to do with this person that you know, this person in question, and a lot of it's, you know, a little bit of regret because you're in this transition period and you're wondering if you made the right choice with your job. They're like, it's time to get grounded. Just focus on enjoying each day to the fullest right now, and don't pressure yourself so hard to like really accomplish anything right now. Maybe just take it back to the basics and start thinking about like visualizing. Let your energy get grounded, and once you ground yourself, then you'll be ready to feel bold. You'll feel a lot bolder, and you'll feel like ready to take that next step forward. You don't want to take a step forward when your energy isn't grounded, when you're not feeling confident. So when your energy is ungrounded and you feel off balance, it's just a sign to go within and to spend time nurturing yourself. So don't forget to nurture yourself. In nature, it takes time. Sometimes, you know, there's certain plants that need to be really nurtured, and it takes them time to grow. Don't force yourself to grow so fast is a sign that's coming through. I know in our society, people are really pressuring, you know, in a way for people to, you know, be an instant success overnight, because you're hearing all these stories about people, they like got famous overnight and all these successful people everywhere. But what people don't see is like all the blood, sweat, and tears that goes into these people to actually get where they are. And so this is just the blood, sweat, and tears part of your journey, and that's okay. You know, embrace it, and you know, you have the time and you have full permission here to do whatever you need to do to nurture yourself, to get grounded. So you're on the right path. Everything is happening in divine timing. And look at this next card that came out for you. It came out reversed, so they're like, this is for real, legit, what they want you to know. This is the advice from Spirit in this situation. They're saying, easy does it. There's no need to hurry or force things to happen. Everything is occurring in perfect timing. Isn't that so nice to hear? Really, like, you don't have to worry here. This is, everything really is unfolding in the way it should. And you know what? I spent a long time just laying in bed and like kind of decompressing and like kind of daydreaming and just like trying to figure out like what I was gonna do after I quit my job and was trying to figure out how to move forward. You know, I spent a lot of time painting and making art and daydreaming and writing down ideas, and this is actually a mood board I made for a project I started that's making me thousands and thousands of dollars now. It's like insane. I'm like, I've got a business license and I have like a whole bank account for it now and I have assistants and it's like insane.